Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Our food prices haven't stabilized and continuously going up. Our fuel prices are twitching and unfortunately now the tensions in the Middle East are rising. What a world we live in currently. Oh boy. Anyway, a lot of things that people don't want to talk about or don't understand, in fact, that every time that the oil prices are spike, our supermarkets are going to be seeing this. And it's not because we're going to be having the empty shelves overnight. It's because our system, our food system is very, very fragile. See, every time there are tensions in the Middle East, you know that the markets are reacting pretty much immediately. And we're talking about the massive, massive spikes. And of course, I'm pretty sure you understand that it's not just to do with the cars and the fuel and the diesel. This is just so much more, so much bigger than that. And it affects a lot of things. We're talking about the haulage, we're talking about the deliveries, we're talking about the fertilizer, we're talking about machinery, we're talking about farming. And of course, in a roundabout way, we're talking about the food. So if you can imagine if the prices of oil suddenly jumps like 10 or 20%, this is going to have effect on all of those things. See, the Strait of Hamas carries 20% of the global oil supply. This is pretty large, and this is why you probably understand why there is a lot of information, a lot of panic going on out there, because it will have a huge, huge effect on our country, on the food, and everything else, even one way or the other. There are three ways that things could really go. We're talking about potentially the full closure, although it is rather unlikely for it to happen, but this is going to have a huge, huge effect. And the price is not just going to be going up by 10 or 20%. It could be going up horrendously high. Number two is just an obvious way. The way potentially is going to be happening is just prices are going to hike temporarily, of course, depending on how situation is going to be evolving. And of course, the last one is the media-driven panic. And this is what really bothers me slightly. We've seen this time and time again, something like happens. If media decides to hype it up, then it's going to create a little bit more of a problem on the top of the rising prices. See, if the media are going to be coming up there and saying it's going to be like fuel shortages or the oil spikes, whatever it is that they're going to be using, that potentially can create panic. Panicking people that are going to be running to the shops and buying stuff, whether they need the stuff or not. And we've seen this time and time again, right? The good example will be, let's go with the 2020, where there was the toilet roll spree, and then in term obviously the shortages. At 2021, we're seeing the same problem with the fuel as well, and a few years back as well there was a problem with the fuel, as you probably would remember. And then of course we're talking about the 2023, where we had the shortages of the salad items. We talk about lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers. And you might remember where a lot of supermarkets imposed limits on how much of the salad you can buy. It was 2 or 3 items, I think, per person, because basically there wasn't enough fruit and vegetables going about. But you can understand, you can see how certain things in the media can trigger people to go and stockpile things that are not really even worthy of stockpiling. See, with things, when it happens, you know that people are going to be rushing to the shop and stockpiling things. So the first of the things, again, if you're not prepared to some degree, first thing normally that would disappear from the shelves is the bottled water. Then we're talking about, of course, the pet food. We're talking about the toilet roll. We're talking about the paracetamol. We're talking about the lifelong milks. And of course, we're talking about the tinned protein. And of course, yes, not to forget, we're talking about the rice and pastas as well. See, this is not about the fear-mongering. This is not about the fear. This is really, it's about building yourself and your family some resilience and some insulation. See, because if that's, God forbid, started to happen and people will panic, once you start seeing the little gaps in the shelves, there's no longer going to be a good time to go and shop calmly. So the whole idea is to try and build yourself, guys, a 2 to 4 weeks, if you haven't already, of your basic supplies. See, our food system is not built for resilience. It's built for in-time efficiency or just-in-time efficiency. And unfortunately, efficiency fails under pressure. We already know how weak our food system is, and you can see what currently is happening, unfortunately, seems to be going to be putting a lot more pressure on the system and on us as people. It seems to be a really weird time to live in right now, considering it seems to be either one thing or the other, and we all can see this is affecting people like financially. Right, we're just getting over the cost of living crisis. No, in fact, you can't really get over that because the prices are never coming down. Let's talk about this. Yes, they're saying the interest rates coming down, this is coming down, inflation's coming down, but the prices are not. the prices are continuously going up. And see, what worries me now, obviously, with the escalations, it's inevitable. The scenario would be that the prices will be going up. And of course, the first thing, yes, there will be the fuel prices. We probably all remember the prices a few years back when you go to the pump and you put yourself and you're looking at basically £2 a litre for a diesel or petrol. See, the trouble is now as well with if God forbid this happens, right, prices will be going up. This is inevitable. Whether they go up to that extent, I don't know. But you can imagine, right, all of the petrol stations have a limit of like £99, or I think Tesco maybe have 130 or something I've seen. But generally, if the price of fuel goes up to like £2 a litre, none of us will be able to even fill up the car fully. I drive a big van. It needs like a lot of diesel. So for me, the £100 is like, it's going to be absolutely nothing. But we talk about the price. Can you imagine how much effect it's going to be having on average families? Because if you're talking about the fuel prices going up, the food prices going up, because it's so relevant. We're talking about the heating. Everything in our life is going to be affected by that, what's currently happening. Okay, we're talking about the prices going up on everything. And it's so hard. And I know a lot of people, we're all struggling right now. We have to make choices what we'll buy. We have to make better decisions. But it just, for us, it seems to be, guys, it's just never ending. We just get battered with stuff. And there we are. We're now coming to the position again where we potentially looking at paying £2 a litre of diesel. This is not particularly that great. Anyway, guys, I wanted to get this video out to you, not to panic anybody, not to asking you to go and like stockpile yourself, some food and the toilet paper, that sort of thing. It's just there to make you aware that what's happening there, because I know a lot of people think the Middle East got nothing to do with us, is not going to be affecting us. Unfortunately, it will be echoing through, and we're going to be seeing in prices in every single part of our lives, unfortunately. So anyway, guys, if you haven't built yourself a little buffer of resilience for your household, then maybe it's a good time to start thinking about this now. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, or at least found this helpful. Don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.